Hello yogis, my name is Paula and I'm glad to share one more day of practice with you. Today I bring you a practice that is focused to open the upper back, the chest, is focused on back bends a little bit, extensions of the spine. So it may be a little bit challenging, but I invite you to explore these moves because they feel really nice. So we may be using a couple blocks if you're a beginner. So take your things and meet me at the mat. We're gonna start sitting in Virasana, hero pose. Take a moment to let yourself arrive to the mat, arrive to the practice. Notice what's moving around you. Feel the space and let yourself feel into this space. Letting the body, the mind, and the heart adjust enough so we feel comfortable and familiar whatever we are practicing. You can scan the body, softening the legs. You may notice your hips coming gently inwards, letting the tailbone fall to the earth, opening the lower back, softening the belly. Soften your torso and let your shoulders fall, enough to rest your arms, your hands. Feel the whole elongation of your spine, the space between every vertebra, from the tailbone passing through your lower back, your upper back, until the base of your head behind the neck. You can soften the eyes, the jaw, the expression. And as we create these physical spaces, notice how is your body and your mind and your heart reacting. Hopefully we can observe what else is moving farther from our physical body. How am I landing on my mat today? Notice what needs to be softened with a bit more awareness, with a bit more intention. What can we let go? Use your breath to help you release, taking one deep breath from the nose. And exhaling long from your mouth with a little ah. Repeat once again if you need a deep breath. Exhale long, ah. Let go all the weight of your heart. You may find an intention that probably may guide your practice. If that is the case, just let it seed on your heart and spread through your entire being. And if we don't find any intention in particular, that's fantastic too. Maybe the intention can be just enjoying the practice together. Let yourself feel the breath. You're going to start moving very slowly. With the next inhalation, we can open the arms through the sides, lift the chest. And as your hands find each other above your head, interlace your fingertips, turn your palms up, and let the nose lift as well. Opening bit the torso, you can open your eyes. Arch a little bit the spine here. And to round, we're going to start exhaling, send the navel in, your tailbone falls to the ground. We find that opening of the lower back and slowly chin to chest, and the hands stay up there. We maintain them. Inhaling from your lower back, lift your rib cage, go all the way up with your nose, soften the shoulders. Deep extension already. Exhaling, abdomen in, round chin to chest, your arms stay back. One more time, deep inhalation, arch the lower back, send your chest up and your nose. And exhaling, chin to chest, and the tailbone goes to the ground. We can release the hands, let them fall. We come in on 4, tabletop. So hips on top of our knees, the shoulders on top of the waist. We're gonna start with neutral spine. So feel your navel coming a little bit in towards the lower back. So we feel as if our lower back was kind of a table. Exactly. With the next inhalation, we're gonna send the right foot back with the toes pointing to the ground. Lift it from the ground. Exhaling, your abdomen comes in and the tailbone goes to point to your right heel. Find an engagement of the core. You start activating the back of the right leg, the hamstring. Take one deep breath, lift a little bit more the right heel, keeping the spine neutral. Exhale, engage the core. We're gonna start working on core a little bit to keep the lower back safe on the back bendings. One more deep breath. Exhale, let the right knee come to the ground. Let's go with the left one. Inhale, lift your left heel, kicking back with the left foot. On the exhalation, the abdomen comes in, engage the core. You can also use your pelvic floor bandha, mula bandha. Just contract a little bit the pelvic floor as you exhale. You don't want to tighten it too much, just a little contraction. Engage in the back of the left leg, take one more deep breath. And we release, exhale, knee to the ground. Let's go into a cow pose. Inhaling, lift your tailbone and let your ribcage fall down and forward, opening big. Exhaling, start with your lower back. Hide your tailbone, abdomen in, lifting the upper back and the chin comes to chest. Pull also from the lower back, opening a cat pose. In a cat pose. Inhaling, lift up, cut. Exhaling, abdomen in, round your spine, hide your chin. Inhale, cow, open big from the lower back up to the chest. And the last one, exhale, cat. Come back into a neutral position, tabletop. This time on the inhalation, I'm gonna come into little bow pose. Inhale, send your right heel back, lifting the right knee from the ground. And we're gonna stretch the right foot this time. Okay, so instead of toes to the ground, send your toes back. Take one deep breath. And exhaling, you can sink your hips inwards a bit, sending the abdomen down. We don't want to soften the belly, so keep engaging the core. And on the inhalation, send the toes of your right foot a little bit higher up. One more deep breath. Abdomen strong. Exhaling, send your navel in, lower a little bit your right leg, and we're gonna bend the right knee. We're gonna open the sole of your right foot, as if it was a tray here, just parallel to the ceiling, and shift the weight of the body slightly to the right hand. Try to balance it between the left knee and the right hand. Bring your left hand back, see if we can hold the back of your right foot or your right ankle. Take one deep breath and lift from your right heel up and back. Abdomen strong, open your chest. Feel the fire on the left glute. One more deep breath here. Exhaling, release. Come into a child pose, take 2 deep breaths. Now open big the lower back, find some rest. And when you're ready, lift yourself back up. Tabletop. Let's go with the other foot. So first, inhaling, we're gonna lift the left heel and stretch the front of the left foot back. Abdomen in. First, a little engagement on the core. Take one deep breath. And as we exhale, once again, the hips sink inwards. We let the abdomen fall a little bit, as if we were lifting the tailbone. But notice that your tailbone is not just going up, but it's still going back. With every inhalation, the left foot can come a little bit higher up. Claw your fingertips on the ground. Slowly exhaling, abdomen in, come a bit into a neutral spine as you bend the left knee. Once again, we flex the left ankle, opening the sole of your left foot. Now we're gonna shift the weight of the body this time to the left hand slightly and holding the front of the left ankle with your right hand. See how you feel there, if you can reach it. You can use a strap at home if you have. Take one deep breath, lift the left heel and slowly send the toes of your left foot back so it invites the chest open to the front. Abdomen strong. One more deep breath. Exhale, release. We're coming into a downward dog. Tap your toes on the ground. Deep inhalation. Exhaling, abdomen in. Lift your knees, hips up and back. Take a little step forward with your feet if you need to. Invite the heels to come closer to the ground. We open big the shoulder blades, sending the heels to the ground. I'm full of cat hair everywhere. We're gonna give one little step back with the feet. Enough to lift your heels from the ground, so stand on your toes. Take one deep breath. Lift your heels more and more from the ground and bend your knees. With the help of the hands, push yourself closer to your legs. And here we want to lift the tailbone. So finding a deeper arch on your lower back. If you feel comfortable, you can sink the chest. And if you find it a little bit challenging, just lift your upper back a bit closer to the front. See if it's possible with every exhalation to invite the abdomen to come a bit closer to the legs. Take one more deep breath there. With the next inhalation, we're gonna round a little bit the spine, coming into a plank. So lift your glutes, stretch the back of your legs, abdomen in. On the same inhalation, send the shoulders forward, maybe give a little step back with your toes. Exhale, send your hips to the ground. Inhaling, open forward into a cobra. We want to keep the hips on the ground, so if you need to go into a low cobra, go there. The elbows come very close to your body. Stretch the front of the feet back. We use the power of the legs to help us lift a bit more. And then child pose. Exhale, bend your knees, sit on your heels. Ready to flow a little bit more. Coming back into a downward dog, take one deep breath. Stand on your knees, heels on the ground as you come into a downward dog. Little step forward once again. We're gonna go into a three-leg dog, but this time we're gonna stretch the right foot back. So take one deep breath, lift your right foot from the ground and point back with your right foot. We're gonna start opening the hips a little bit. So take one deep breath and keeping the legs stretched, rotate your right leg to the right side, opening the right hip slightly.
Keep using the power of your right foot to go back far away. Maybe the left heel can come a bit closer to the ground. And when we find a comfortable position, more or less, let yourself bend the right knee, bringing the right foot to the left glute. See, the front of the foot stays stretched, huh? One deep breath. Open the right knee a little bit higher up, and maybe you can also look underneath your right arm to the right side. Going forward, take one deep breath. On the exhalation, the right knee comes to your chest, and we're going to pass the right foot to the left side of the mat, underneath our body. Now use this right side of your foot, the right side of your right foot to support you, and the left heel comes to the ground, and we open a bit the left foot to the side. Take one deep breath, rest on your right hand, and lift your left hand up. Try to keep your right ankle on 90 degrees, the sole of your foot trying to go to the ground. And with the right hand on the ground, we press, lifting a little bit more up. Exhale and come back down with the left hand. Downward dog, exhale, right foot back. Little step forward with the feet. We're gonna go with the other leg. So, little step back if we need it. Take one deep breath, lift your left foot from the ground and point back with all the toes. Both hips at this point are parallel to the ground. See if you can distribute the weight of the body between both arms evenly. With the next inhalation, we can start turning the left knee to the left side. A little rotation here with your leg, opening the left hip. Check that we're not resting completely on the left arm, balance between the right and the left. When you feel comfortable, exhaling, bend your left knee, sending the foot to the right glute. And as you inhale, open a little bit more the left knee to the side and up. You can look underneath your left arm. Abdomen strong, push with your hands, one more deep breath. And as we exhale, the left knee comes to the chest and we stretch the left foot to the right side of the mat. Bring your right heel to the ground and open the toes a bit more to the right side. Inhaling, lift your right hand up. Remember, about 90 degrees on your left foot, and your sole of your foot wants to touch the ground. Lift from your right hip and find a deep extension on the right side of your torso. Exhaling down to the ground, coming to a child pose. Both feet back, knees on the ground. Rest. So we're gonna start to work our way into a wild pose, but let's pass first through camel. So rounding the spine, walk your hands a bit closer to you. Lift your upper back until you sit back in hero pose. You can use here your blocks or hold on your heels. You're going to be using your blocks, place them parallel to your feet. If we don't use blocks, then we have blocks. So I'm going to leave them on the side. Stand on your toes, flexing the ankles. First of all, if you're going to go into the camel pose, feel that we're going to be opening the chest, but the tailbone is going to go down to the ground, so we have a little bit more space to lift the hips forward. So we can bring the hands either to your hips or to your heels. I'm going to do it the medium pose, let's say, not intermediate, the beginner pose. So hands on your hips, take one deep breath, open your chest up as you lift on your knees, and the tailbone goes to the ground. Don't send the hips anywhere, just send the tailbone to the ground. Try to keep your knees about 4 or 3 fingers distance. See how you feel already here. Maybe you can start feeling, do I reach my heels, do I not? If you don't reach the heels comfortably, just keep your hands on your hips. Take one deep breath, open big your chest up and try to send your elbows a bit closer to each other behind. I recommend you here, little advice is to place the palm of your hands on the higher part of your glutes, almost close to your sacrum, and press with your fingertips down. So you invite the glutes to calm down. With every inhalation, the chest keeps opening. And with every exhalation, we press a little bit the glutes down. See that it's also going to help to not contract the glutes. It's a little massage here, telling them soft, soften there. If you feel comfortable enough to touch your heels, with a one deep exhalation, abdomen in, engage the core, and maybe we can send the hands to the heels with the fingertips pointing to the mat. Bend a little bit the knees here if you need. Once you are ready, take one deep breath and open your chest up. Your navel wants to go to the front. Feel the belly bottom as if you had a string on the belly bottom that goes up and forward. Find a comfortable position here for your neck. Chin to chest if we feel a little bit tense, or letting the head fall back. Feel that there is a space between the shoulder blades. So we're going to send the shoulders a bit forward. We'll get that space. Take one deep breath, once again opening the chest. Contract a little bit your pelvic floor, use your bandhas, and exhale, abdomen in. To release, you can sit on your heels, bending the hips, or you can take one deep breath, bounce a little bit forward, opening the chest, lift your arms, exhaling, hands to the ground. Let's go into wild poses slowly. So back into a downward dog. Give a little step back with your knees, and from this position, tabletop, hips up and back, exhale, downward dog. Now we're gonna be very careful with our wild pose here. If it's one of the first times, then we can use blocks underneath the hands. It's gonna give us an extra space. And that is what we're gonna be looking for, spaces. So I'm gonna do it with my right leg, because I have a little bit tight the other one. So as if we were coming in a three-leg dog, but actually we're going in a three-leg dog. So one deep breath and lift your right heel up and back. We can already stretch the front of the right foot if we feel comfortable, and open the right hip to the side. With both hands, open them a little bit more if you need it. Press on the ground, sending the left heel to the mat. Bend your right knee as you exhale, sending the foot back. Your highest point right now is your right knee. Now the right foot is going to come to the ground, but we're going to go very slowly. Stand a little bit on the toes of your left foot and bend your left knee. We want to bring the abdomen a bit closer to the left leg. From here, look to the right side, turn your torso to the right side, and start bringing the right foot back to the ground behind the left foot. There, very slowly, very slowly. Inhaling from here, you can, once you touch with your right foot on the ground, lift your right hand up, turn your hips up to the ceiling, and finally when the right heel is on the ground, you can stretch the left foot to the end of your mat. Opening big up the chest. Remember, lift from your navel, let the hips alone. You can lean back, opening the chest and letting the right hand fall behind. Now support yourself with your right foot and all the lifting on the frontal part of your body. Let's go into a child pose. Exhale, roll back in, both hands on the ground, knees to the mat, child pose, rest there.
slowly. Let's go with the other hand. So,
come back in tabletop. We can already go into a downward dog if we want. I'm gonna use blocks this time for those who may be beginners. So you can put the blocks underneath the hands, make sure that they don't slide on the mat, and come into a downward dog.
So this is gonna give you an extra of space if we don't have it yet. If you don't feel comfortable, if you're not there on your wild pose yet, it's totally fine. It takes a bit of time at the beginning. So we give a little step back with the feet. Now we come into a 3-leg dog. So your left heel lifts. We can stretch the front of the left foot already to prepare. Start by pushing with your hands, pressing gently so we can elongate more the spine and feel that the weight is going back. Nothing is pulling forward. There we can rotate the leg to the left side, open with the left hip, and when you're ready, bend the knee so your left foot falls to the right glute. To have a little bit more control, we stand on the toes of the right foot, bend the knee, and keep sending the weight of your body backwards. The abdomen wants to touch the right leg here a little bit. Abdomen strong. Exhaling, you can let your left foot fall behind you. Let's see if you can touch the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need. Rest on your right hand, and once you lift the left hand, press with your hand on the block to help you lift and turn. The left heel goes to the ground, and we can stretch the right foot to the end of the mat. So there we go.
This is gonna give us an extra help. The blocks. Now remember, from your navel, lift, open the chest. You can go a little bit more into a deeper back bend. And exhaling, release. Turn yourself back to the ground. You can sit if you need. Knees to the mat, child pose.
Bring your hands next to your knees, press gently and lift as you inhale.
Gonna sit on the knees, stretch a little bit. The neck and the arms now that we're finishing. So you can sit on Shavasana or with your legs crossed, or you can sit bending the knees. And we're gonna take one deep breath, lift the arms up, and hold your left elbow with your right hand. Your other hand, your left hand can come back. Take one deep breath. And as we exhale, first your navel is coming inward, so we protect the lower back. On the next inhalation, we can open the left side of the torso. And as we exhale, holding the elbow, we can bring it a little bit closer to the right side. Let your chin come close to your chest. Relaxing the neck. We'll see how far you can go today, how comfortable you feel. Lifting on the inhalation to release, and hold the opposite elbow. Exhaling, abdomen in, and bend a little bit to the left side. Chin comes close to the chest. Release on the inhalation. Both hands fall to the sides. Okay, we're gonna hold this time the left side of the head with the right hand. It's about this little valley, I like to call it, this little valley next to your left eye. Just hold it gently, take one deep breath, and keeping the nose pointing to the front. As you exhale, bring your right ear a bit closer to your right shoulder. You can keep the left hand on the ground or maybe just bring it behind you towards your right hip. Slowly lift your head. And we're gonna hold back as if we were having a ponytail. Hold with your hand on the back of your head and turn your head to the right side, looking almost to the right elbow. Take one deep breath and exhaling, invite the chin to come closer to your right shoulder. Find a deep stretch on the left side of the neck. Oh, it's so nice, huh? And release. Let your head come back to the front. Change your hands. This time we're gonna hold the little valley on the right side of the head next to the eye, and maybe just bring the right hand behind you if you're comfortable. Take one deep breath. And exhaling, let the abdomen come in and slowly sending the left ear to the left shoulder. Soften the lower back. Notice that we're not holding any tension there. Sometimes we end up arching the spine automatically. You can release on the inhalation. Come back forward and hold the back of your head with the left hand. Let yourself look at your beautiful left elbow this time. And exhaling, your chin one stick keys your left shoulder. Rolling here. You can help with your hand behind you. Finding the nice deep stretch on the right side of the neck and the right shoulder as well. You're sitting with your legs crossed is perfectly fine as well. And come back up on the inhalation. Take a moment to feel yourself. Notice gently the beat of your heart slowing down. Notice the heat of your body calming, feeling slightly more refreshed. Feel all the space on your lower back. You can find a little rounding here on the lower back. Your abdomen comes a bit closer to you. We can as well let the jaw drop and exhale long. Let yourself notice all the sensations that come to you. And we prepare the body for a final relaxation. So we're gonna lay down on the mat. You can also sit if you feel more comfortable. Or take a moment to stretch if you also need it. Make sure that you're feeling comfy and warm. Find the spaces between your legs, underneath your lower back, between your arms and your torso, around your neck. I'm sleepy today. Notice how with every exhalation,
Your body feels a little bit heavier, releasing all the tensions that we may have produced with so many muscle contractions. Notice how slowly the temperature of your body drops as it was happening before. And soften your toes, your feet, the front and back of your legs, arriving to the glutes and the hips. And as you reach there, let your hips sink, bringing the abdomen inwards. Let the tailbone fall, let the navel fall to the earth as well. Feel also your stomach sinking a little bit, drowning. The upper back melting on the ground. Feel the space on the front of your torso and your chest, underneath your collarbone. And observe how your shoulders start to fall closer to the mat as well, allowing the arms to open and rest. Feel the palm of your hands, your fingertips. The front and the back of your neck, the whole weight of your head on the ground. You can soften all the different parts of our face as the tongue is resting here at the bottom of the mouth. You can feel the air on the throat. And soften around your eyes, your forehead, your eyebrows. And let yourself explore this sensation, this full relaxation. Let yourself go completely, enjoying this moment. Observe slowly, with full awareness, how your breath is coming in, how it's helping you to feel lighter. We may find ourselves slowly a little bit more energetic as we move the fingertips and the toes. Let your body explore a little bit on its own, some movement You can stretch a little bit to the sides. Or maybe bringing the hands back behind the head. Exhaling, we can bring the knees close to the chest, hug them with the arms, roll a little bit side to side. And here, give yourself some extra time. Just pressing a little bit the lower back on the ground. You may come into a torsion if you need it. I know sometimes after doing some back bending, well, some of the vertebrae may move a little bit, and sometimes it's really yummy to crack our spine for a few moments. So notice if that is what your body is asking you for. And slowly rolling to one side of your mat, you can come into a sitting position. Lift yourself slowly. Now we can keep our legs crossed, our palms wide open, somewhere around your lap. Take one deep breath and exhale long from your mouth. Just meeting each other here in Shavasana in a sitting position to observe together. But also it's a very individual practice. Just observing inside what's coming to me at the end of the practice. How am I feeling? Allowing my mind to stay with my body here for a few more moments before we finish the practice. Allowing the mind to stay and just feel. Let it follow the heart and feel. Whatever is coming to you, just feel grateful for it, for having this experience to stop a little bit on the day and share the practice. You can connect up with the sky, lifting the hands high up, open big your chest. And at the same time exhaling, we can send the tailbone to the earth, connect there as you bring your hands together close to your chest. Namaste. And thank you very much for another practice together. I wish you a lovely day and see you soon on the mat.